Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Egg Harbor Township High School for this edition of Cape Atlantic League basketball. It's the Cape Atlantic League championship between the host Egg Harbor Township Eagles and the number one seeded St. Augustine Prep Hermits. Welcome in, everybody, to the broadcast booth. Nick Costco alongside Brian Kniff, Matt Omer, and Bill Shallcross are producing and filming today's broadcast. Eagles coming in at 22-5 and had the luxury of getting the championship game on their home floor, looking for their first Cape Atlantic League title in school history, while the number one seeded St. Augustine Prep Hermits are 23-4 on the year, looking for their first title since 2017. Brian, this is probably the matchup a lot of people wanted to see. The Eagles were upset as the number one seed in the tournament last year, but now they get their chance, and it just so happens to be right on their home court.
Yeah, and it's rare to see that. We saw that years ago with Atlantic City, often playing on their home court, but we had a long time there where the games were at Stockton, so no one ever could play on their home court. But now it's here at Egg Harbor Township High School. The Eagles have made it, as you said, into this championship game, and it's interesting because these teams actually played on a neutral site at the Ocean City PBA tip-off weekend that St. Augustine Prep won. And then EHT won by 8 in January at St. Augustine. So it's almost fitting that the third meeting does come on this floor here. And you mentioned St. Augustine, their last championship, 2017. They are no strangers to this game. They've won it 10 times, the Cape Atlantic League Championship. They've actually been in the title game 6 of the last 7 years it's been held. Of course, there was no tournament in 2021 due to COVID. But they lost in overtime to Mainland last year. And then they lost to Wildwood Catholic 2 years in a row in 2020 and 2019. And then they won 3 straight from 2015 through 2017. So St. Augustine and their coaching staff, Paul Rodeo, of course, very used to being in this game.
No doubt. We are going to step aside real quick as we prepare for the national anthem. Egg Harbor Township, St. Augustine Prep coming up next on Cape Atlantic League Live for the title.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Egg Harbor Township High School for today's Cape Atlantic League Championship game between the Eagles of Egg Harbor Township and the St. Augustine Hermits. This contest was being conducted according to the rules of New Jersey State International Classic Athletic Association. These rules provide for fair competition among players. Spectators cannot promote good sportsmanship by observing the rules of fair play. Any verbal, written, or physical conduct related to race, gender, ethnicity, disability, sexual orientation, or religion shall not be tolerated, and subject to violating to rejection, and may result in penalties being assessed against your team. At this time, we ask everyone to please rise and remove your caps for the singing of our national anthem by Egg Harbor Township freshman Camilla Perez.
Well, that doesn't get you fired up, then I don't know what will. EHT St. Augustine Prep coming up here on Cape Atlantic League Live. Pleased you're with us here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon inside Egg Harbor Township High School. The starting lineups are being announced. Of course, it's interesting, Brian, because, of course, EHT is the host school, but they're the lower seed. They're wearing the black uniforms, and their starting lineup is coming out first.
Yeah, and it's all seniors for Cameron Bell's Eagles. And, of course, they're led by DJ Gurman, one of the best players in South Jersey, 17.5 a game, 3.5 assists. But just the way he can control the game with his pace of play really makes him dangerous. He's joined in the backcourt by Janelli Reyes, Christian Rando, and Jamil Wilkins. Each play swing positions, and Keon Elliott is really the lone forward for Egg Harbor Township. As, again, as I mentioned, an all-senior starting lineup for the Eagles. And they're wearing their away blacks, as you mentioned, trimmed in gray and white.
I mean, I don't think you can personify EHC without mentioning the black and silver here, so I think it's actually kind of fitting they're going to wear the black here on the home floor. But they have their own challenges with a loaded St. Augustine Prep lineup, one of the finer teams for head coach Paul Rodeo.
And they'll wear their home whites trimmed in gray and blue. And there is a change. Ethan Fox, who didn't play in the semifinal due to an injury, is not going to start. And it's questionable as if he'll even play in this game. He averages 10.4 points per game, but their starters, it'll be Ife Oki Byron, the big senior forward down low for St. Augustine Prep. And also sophomore Rory Friel will play a forward position. And then the guards, Matt Kauser, one of the top shooters around at 12.6 per game, also averages 5.6 rebounds. And then, of course, Samaj Bethea and Elijah Brown in the backcourt, or Bethea in the backcourt, Brown a 6'4" forward. Brown averages 17.5 and 4.5 rebounds for Paul Rodeo's St. Augustine Prep Hermits. We have 3 officials on the game, Nick. It's Jared Barnes, Frank Bazil, and Cedric Smith.
Was the marquee event of the afternoon. The Mainland girls just won their second straight Cape Atlantic League title earlier if you were tuned in to Cape Atlantic League Live, but now we get the boys game here to conclude the conference schedule.
And Nick, this gym seats about 2,000, and we're pretty darn close to a sellout. I'd say we have probably every bit of 1,800 people in here. A great atmosphere for high school basketball as the whistle sounds and we're ready to go. One
of the best gyms in South Jersey. Keon Elliott against Ife Oki Byron for the opening tip, and it's won by the Hermits. Rory Friel will dish it over to Bethea, now quickly over to Brown. So the Hermits with the first possession. Let's see what they can muster up on offense first.
EHT comes out straight man-to-man.
This is Elijah Brown dishing it over to Matt Kauser. Underneath for Oki Byron, guarded by Christian Rando. Also a football star over here for EHT. Bethea will pull one up, and that one's in and out, and the rebound corralled there by J. Nelly Reyes. EHT up the floor for their first possession.
That could have been a backcourt violation there. That was close.
Good heads-up play there. That's Elliott for 3, and it is no good. Loose ball on the floor. EHT gets a second chance opportunity now.
Rando's made a couple really good plays. He had a good box out. That's a travel. He had a good box out down the defensive end, and then he came up with that flick there to give EHT another possession, but they end up turning it over on the traveling violation.
Wilkins called for the travel, so now the Prep will come back up the floor. Just about a minute gone in this first quarter, scoreless. There's Elijah Brown, ball on the left wing, dishing it over to Oki Byron, guarded by Rando. Now Kauser, right wing. Beg your pardon, Friel, pull up for 2, he drills it. St. Augustine Prep on top first, 2-0.
Well, Rando's got to do a better job hedging off the screen. Oki Byron setting the screen, and Rando didn't hedge out. That left Friel wide open.
Jamil Wilkins tried to answer with a 3. That's off the mark, and the Prep comes back the other way. We're going to get a kick ball violation as Samaj Bethea was trying to pass it down underneath. 6:41 to play first quarter. Now Friel will inbound it for the Hermits. Bethea guarded by DJ Gurman.
What a matchup this is. 2 of the best in South Jersey right there.
Gonna be watching all afternoon. Here's the turnaround shot, no good for Brown. And a rebound here for EHT as Elliott dishes it over to Gurman. Gurman will back off for the moment. He's guarded by Bethea. Now Rando.
Preps in man-to-man here.
Wilkins underneath, can't get it to go, and a rebound ripped down by Elijah Brown. Up ahead, Bethea into the paint, pulls up, short, and a rebound for Oki Byron. Second chance opportunity. That pass goes out of bounds, and it'll be a turnover for the Prep.
Oki Byron actually did a good job of reaching over Rando without fouling, but then threw it away. And EHT will get possession. Some early nerves here, Nick, for both teams, not to be unexpected.
Yeah, not fluid basketball quite yet, but EHT trying to counter here with a J. Nelly Relis three, and he drills it. EHT on top. And quickly on the other end, out of bounds it goes. And it's still Prep ball. Good defensive effort here from the Eagles. Low-scoring affair through the first 2+ minutes. J. Nelly Reyes with the three-pointer to put the Eagles in front. Let's see if the Prep can answer. Bethea.
EHT did a good job of getting back defensively. The Prep really likes to run that secondary break out of a made shot. It's a good call.
Got a whistle on the floor as Kauser was looking for Oki Byron down low.
Yeah, Oki Byron was trying to go straight up to collect that pass, and Rando kind of backed into him. And that's a good call by the official, Cedric Smith, there.
First foul for Rando, first one for EHT. Bethea loses the handle, it's loose. Now Gurman picks it up, come back the other way. DJ Gurman coast to coast. Yes! And the foul!
Oh, they're going to wave off the basket.
Oh, my goodness.
They're going to say it happened up at the top of the lane.
Well, that's going to be a foul on Bethea. So don't count the basket. It did go in. It looked like they were going to count it. A bit of a delayed call. And now here's J. Nelly Reyes with the inbound. Dribbling to his left, backs off. Three-pointer on the way. He's got it! Reyes, 2 threes in a row for him, and EHT has a 4-point lead.
Reyes off to a good start. Shooting the basketball with a couple of threes here. He's got all 6 of EHT's points.
Kauser straight on, into the corner. Good move to the dish. Elijah Brown answers back.
Good ball reversal by the Prep there. Kauser with an excellent extra pass to Brown, who had the lane along the baseline.
This is Elliott now. He's guarded by Oki Byron. Nice matchup there as well. Gurman along the left wing. Into the corner now. Wilkins driving baseline, puts one up. That ball was blocked away. It's loose on the floor, out of bounds.
Well, that's a great play by Gurman. He came in, and it looked like Bethea easily was going to be able to collect that basketball, and Gurman came in and flicked it off of Bethea's leg and out of bounds, giving EHT another crack at possession here.
There's Wilkins now along the right wing into the corner for Elliott. He wants a three. Not enough as Kauser goes to the rebound, but it's Reyes corralling it. Second chance for EHT. Another three off the mark, and Oki Byron pulls down the board. Roof would have came off if that one went down.
Yeah, EHT playing on its home floor, but obviously the Prep has a big contingent of fans here as well.
That's Brown off the mark of the back iron, and a rebound there for Wilkins. Wilkins going strong to the dish, left hand, yes!
Boy, and Wilkins really got off his feet to make sure he can rise above Oki Byron and finish. And that's a terrific play there.
Boy, we've had a loud first quarter. EHT up top by 4. Kauser on the free throw line, back up to Brown underneath that pass, deflected out of bounds it goes, and was last touched. Looks like by EHT. Looks like the Prep is going to inbound, and Kauser will take the stroll over to the corner. We have Brown inbounded now instead. Into the corner, Friel, 3-ball, got it! What an answer for the Prep, 8-7.
Excellent inbound play there by St. Augustine. They're always good at that. And they got a wide open look for 3, and Friel knocked it down.
Reyes backing off, over to Gurman, driving into the paint, right-handed floater, too strong, and a rebound for Friel. Bethea quickly, Kauser thought about it, guarded tightly by Reyes. Brown trying to draw some contact, pulls up, and his floater also no good. The rebound here for Keon Elliott. Elliott thought about pulling up, over to Wilkins, 3-ball, short, and the miss is corralled by Oki Byron. Rando trying to poke it away. He's got a steal. Now Wilkins for EHT.
Boy, Rando's really been active so far for EHT.
Definitely there.
That's a couple of steals he's picked up right after missed shots or turnovers of his own team and giving EHT extra possessions.
Definitely their defensive MVP right now in the early goings. This is Gurman back out to Wilkins. Trying to drive to his left side in the corner. Elliott, 3-ball on the way. He's got it! EHT has been deadly from beyond the arc, and they're up by 4.
That's their third 3.
And we're going to get a timeout from head coach Paul Rodeo and the Hermits. EHT has made it quite loud in here. 3 threes for the Eagles and a 4-point lead with 2:26 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, so this is the first timeout of the game. It's a 30-second timeout by St. Augustine. And as you mentioned, Nick, EHT off to a flying start from three-point land. They've made 3 threes so far in this first quarter, and 9 of their 11 coming from beyond the arc as they lead at 11-7 with 2:26 to go in the period.
If you're the prep right now, Brian, what do you do to combat that hot shooting from the Eagles?
Well, the thing that's so difficult about Egg Harbor Township, especially with Gurman and Wilkins, is that they can do a lot of damage off the dribble. And what they're doing is they're getting into the paint and they're able to kick out to find open shooters. So the prep is going to have to somehow stop that dribble penetration and to try to help their three-point defense.
There's Noah Plen, newly checked into the game for the prep, dishing it over to Brown. Underneath now for Kauser, guarded by Reyna, trying to back him down. He'll pull up for a 2, and he drills it. That's what Matt Kauser can do for the prep, the 6'5" junior forward. This is Wilkins now. Top of the key, back over for Reyes. Thought about a long 3. He'll pull up for now. Late first quarter, EHT up by 2. Reyes backing off again. He'll dish it over to Gurman as they try to get their offensive set going here. Into the corner, Elliott fakes the 3, back over to Rando. Now EHT's going to swing it around behind the arc. Elliott underneath now in the paint. Couple dribbles, drawing contact, pulls up, no good. Rebound for Plen. So Plen will take command of the offense right here. 1:15 to go in the first quarter. He'll dish it over, and Brown mishandled it, but was able to corral it.
That was a good defensive set by St. Augustine on that last EHT possession, Nick.
That's a 3-ball for Friel, short off the front iron, and now Gurman takes it ahead for the Eagles. Nice bounce pass underneath Wilkins. What a move to the hoop! Goodness gracious, Jameel Wilkins.
Well, Wilkins is left-handed, and when he gets on that left side, he can be lethal, and he really, really exploded to the rim there, and it was an easy finish once he got up to that basket.
Here's Friel for the prep, guarded by Reyes. Over to Kauser now, guarded by Rando. A little bit of a mishmash right here. Kauser trying to find someone to go. They had it poked away, dished it underneath. Good feed to Bethea, and his floater is good. Good touch there by Samaj Bethea. Now it's back to a 2-point game. 20 seconds, could be the final possession here of the first quarter for EHT. Here's Gurman. Reyes now getting the signals from head coach Cameron Bell. 10 seconds. Gurman now, who takes the final shot of the quarter. Gurman to his right. Back over to Elliott. 3-ball to end the quarter. No good, and Kauser will have it. And that'll do it for the first quarter. A wild one and an exciting one as well. EHT on top, 13-11 after the first quarter. We'll take a break right here on Cape Atlantic League Live.
Don't forget the concession stand is open, located in the auxiliary tent. On the main entrance, concession stand is open. Fresh pizza, soft pretzels, get them all out.
Getting ready for the second quarter start here. 13-11, EHT on top of St. Augustine Prep. Nick Costco alongside Brian Kniff down on court side. An exciting one, Brian, after the first 8 minutes.
Yeah, both teams made 5 field goals, but EHT with the 3 threes to the Preps 1. That's why they have the 2-point lead. Neither team has taken a free throw yet. And the Preps got 3 turnovers to EHT's 1, and they're even on the rebounding end at 8. But EHT has 3 offensive rebounds. And so not surprisingly, the stats are even. The scoreboard's pretty even. EHT, the 2-point lead as we start the second quarter.
Here's Gurman dishing it over. Wilkins in the corner now. Back over to Elliott. Reyes thinking about a straight-on 3, but he'll drive instead. Back out, Wilkins. He wants a 3, short, and the rebound there for Rory Friel.
And again, it was the dribble penetration that set up the wide-open 3, but Wilkins just couldn't knock it down.
Kauser for the Prep.
You see, EHT is really out-pressuring the perimeter. And the Hermits have been able to get a couple of back doors out of all that pressure. EHT just trying to make it difficult.
That's Friel for 3. Oh, he got a lucky bounce. Down it goes. And the Prep has the lead. First time since they were up 2-0 in this game.
Friel has 8 points, 2 3. Great pass.
Oh, and there's a block from Oki Byron. Wilkins had a clean look, and Ife Oki Brown giving the Prep a chance to extend the lead here. There's Brown. He converts, and the Hermits are up by 3.
Well, if you're EHT, it looks like Wilkins has a wide open layup, and Oki Byron comes out of nowhere and he erases it.
Big chase down block. Here's Elliott. Now Rando in the corner. Early going to this second quarter. Glad you're with us here on Cape Atlantic League Live. Of course, today's broadcast brought to you by Olmer's Appliance Service. There's Rando, a 3-ball. Can't answer, and a rebound from Elijah Brown. So now the Prep trying to make their mark offensively here. Brown to the dish, puts one up, and he's got it. A lot of contact, no whistles from either side.
I think that Elliott actually tripped over his own teammate's leg, which is why there was no whistle.
Oh, and another block from Ife Oki Byron as he denies Reyes. Oki Byron, oh, that one's knocked away, and boy, we're getting a fast-paced, physical game right now. We're finally going to take a breath for a second and reset with an inbound pass from Matt Kauser.
The Prep's on a 7-0 spurt to start the second period.
Bethea, guarded by Gurman. Gurman a little more aggressive here. Now Kauser, he's guarded by Wilkins. 6 minutes to go in the half. This is the Prep's largest lead of the ball game. That tight contest so far. Brown, right hand, puts one up and no good, but we're gonna get a whistle.
This foul will go on Keon Elliott. And this is the first set of free throws for either team. And St. Augustine right now already on a 7-0 spurt to start the second quarter, and they'll try to extend it. Brown makes the first. They did the same thing to Middle Township in the third quarter, Nick, of the semifinal. Middle actually had a lead, and the Prep came out with a big third quarter run in that game, and they outscored Middle 26-9 to take control of the game. That was the semifinal earlier this week at Millville. They won it going away.
Elijah Brown goes 2 of 2 from the line. Noah Plen checking back in for St. Augustine. Jaden Reyes just checked in for EHT as well. 5:50 to go, first half. Eagles facing their largest deficit of the afternoon. Cape Atlantic League title on the line today. Number 1 seeded St. Augustine Prep, number 3 EHT. And we're gonna get a whistle.
Foul goes against the reaching Rory Friel.
That'll be his first, yep.
Yes.
Only 2 fouls, though, each side. So mostly a clean game so far in this first half. This is Jay Nelly Reyes. Rolling the right wing for EHT. He's guarded by Plen. Doubled now. Good hop step into the paint, and that layup is no good. Had a nice move to the basket, but could not convert.
And Oki Byron really affected that. He didn't want to take that little jumper because of his presence. That's a great defensive play there.
Bethea loses that one out of bounds. Really had nowhere to go. Had to fight through a lot of traffic.
I think it was Reyes who reached in and knocked the ball off of Bethea's leg and out of bounds. So the Prep turns it over.
EHT maybe trying to move a little bit faster here on this offensive possession. This is J. Nelly Reyes along the left wing. Wilkins now. DJ Gurman trying to get it going here, guarded by Plen. In the corner, J. Nelly Reyes for three, too strong. And that ball's loose, trying to get his own rebound. Out of bounds it goes. And it looks like it last touched the Hermit, so EHT is going to keep the ball here.
Elijah Brown's back in for St. Augustine, and Keon Elliott back in for Egg Harbor Township. And, you know, after I believe they had made 3 of their first 5 threes, Nick, EHT has gone cold from distance since.
They have yet to score in this second quarter as well. Reyes, a long-range 3, no good, and another rebound for Oki Byron.
That's not a good shot. You can get that shot at any time. Why take it that early in the possession?
Gonna get a travel here.
Yeah, Oki Byron, I think he was surprised to get that pass, and he really didn't know initially what to do, and he shuffled his feet.
Christian Rando checks out for the Eagles. Jaden Reyes back in. He's been in and out in this second quarter. Prep pressing a little bit. J. Nelly Reyes now for the Eagles. Mentioned before, Brian, they've been taking a lot of threes in this whole game, but they've gone cold from deep in this second quarter. Haven't really found their offense. Elliott trying to make a move to the dish, and he's going to get fouled.
It's a good move there. And this goes against
That's Oki Byron.
Byron, yes.
That's his first. Only the Prep's third team foul, though. But it will send Keon Elliott to the line for 2 as EHT is trying to stop this 9-0 run for the Hermits.
Yeah, EHT, 4:18 to go in the period, Nick, and EHT is yet to score.
Well, they finally get one there for the first free throw from Elliott. Kauser's back in for the Prep as Friedel takes a seat. Elliott, 1 of 2 from the line, and a rebound there from Elijah Brown. So he actually does get a point back, but they still trail by 6. Brown lost the handle, and
oh, that's why he lost the handle. He was bumped by Gurman while he was trying to turn the corner. An easy foul call there, and St. Augustine will inbound right in front of the EHT bench.
First foul for Gurman, third for the Eagles. Here's Bethea. Brown along the left wing, guarded by Elliott. Hermits swinging around now. Halfway through the second quarter, Elijah Brown with 3 Eagles in his face. And a second chance opportunity there for Elijah Brown, able to poke it back in, and the Prep up by 8.
Yeah, Brown with 8.
Wilkins over to J. Nelly Reyes. This is the largest lead for St. Augustine Prep this afternoon. Elliott thought about it. He'll hold up and they'll get it back over to Reyes. Good move to the hoop from Reyes. Left-handed layup is good. A much-needed bucket for the Eagles, cutting it back to 6. Plen underneath for Kauser, guarded by Wilkins. Puts it, oh, it's blocked away. Jameel Wilkins, good defensive play. It still loses. Kauser will get a third chance here. Puts one up again. No good. Oki Byron the putback. And that's just tremendous offensive basketball from the Prep. Great effort.
Yeah, that's a couple of 50-50 balls there that St. Augustine won. And it finishes with an Oki Byron tip-in.
In the corner, that's a 3 ball for Jaden Reyes, no good, and Kauser a rebound. And again, the 3-point shooting has been EHT's detriment in this second quarter. Samaj Bethea to the basket, no good. Oki Byron cleaning things up once again, and the Prep is up by 10.
St. Augustine is really beating EHT down the floor these last few possessions, setting up some good chances to score. And EHT now will call a timeout as St. Augustine has outscored them 15-3 to start this second quarter.
Yeah, drastic difference in this second quarter compared to the first, where EHT was racing out to their lead with a couple 3 balls on offense, and they were able to play a little bit more sound defensively, Brian, but now it's Prep's turn to play sound defensively, and as I just mentioned on their last possession, they've been taking advantage of a lot of second and third and even sometimes fourth chance opportunities.
Yeah, and that one there, talked about it a little bit ago. Kalzer got a shot blocked, but then with a lot of hands flying in there trying to grab the basketball, Kalzer won it, missed another shot, got another rebound, and then the third rebound by Oki Byron and got the basket. EHT, you want to win this basketball game, you got to win. You're probably going to have to win more than your share of 50-50 balls.
Jay Nelly Reyes is guarded by almost the entire defense there. Top of the key, swinging back over to Gurman. He wants a 3 ball.
Short.
No good. And Wilkins rips down the board, puts it up with the left hand. He can't get it to go, and Kalzer gets a rebound. Boy, that's backbreaking for the Eagles.
Well, that's why you got to use the backboard.
Friel, 3, no good. And picked up there, Oki Byron, wave off the basket. He traveled. 2:16 to go in the half.
You see what the Prep's doing. They beat EHT down the floor. They get the wide open 3 from Friel that misses, and Oki Byron is already down on the weak side block for that offensive rebound. It just didn't work out for the Prep, but EHT has to do a better job of stopping and defending this secondary break by St. Augustine Prep.
Keon Elliott underneath, good dish. Jay Nelly Reyes, a right-handed scoop. He's got it, and the foul. That is much needed for the Eagles. He'll go to the line for the and 1. And they're going to hit Oki Byron with the foul. That is his second for the Prep, 4th team foul.
So Jay Nelly Reyes, first player for EHT in double figures. Actually, the first player in the game in double figures. He has 10.
He's one.
First trip to the line. Sorry, Nick.
No, you're good. He's been one of the best players on the floor. We'll try to complete the 3-point play here. Off the miss, and he tried to get his own rebound, but it's picked up by Elijah Brown, so they cannot get the 3-point play there. But now EH's going to press here late in the quarter. That pass wild, and it's stolen away by Rando.
Yeah, look, Plen did a good job of saving it, but that's all he could do.
Gurman!
What a finish by Gurman.
He converts on the other end, and EHC's back within 6.
And they got to get him going. He's average. He's their leading scorer, 17.5 a game. That's his first bucket.
So he finally gets one to go through the cotton as Plen hits the deck. We're going to get a whistle on the floor, though. And we're going to get Christian Rando with the foul for EHC. That's his second, 4th team foul for the Eagles. Jaden Dixon is in for the Eagles now, and Rando will take another seat. 1:32 to play in the half. Eagles have climbed their way back into it a little bit. They trailed as much as 10. They're down by 6 right now, but the Prep has owned this second quarter. Friel on the baseline, lost it, and it's stolen away by Wilkins.
And Wilkins did a great job of stepping in front of Kalzer. He was able to pick up that loose ball.
Keon Elliott to the hoop, and he couldn't get it. Gurman, the putback, he's got it. Able to tip it back in. EHC back within 4.
And maybe this is getting Gurman going here. That's his second straight field goal in 2 straight possessions. And now it's down to a 4-point Prep lead.
Oh, wide open is Friel underneath the basket. EHC lost track of him. Minute to go now.
He's in double figures with 10.
Wilkins along the right wing. Back over Jay Nelly Reyes in the corner for Dixon. He wants a 3. A little short on that one. Elijah Brown rips down the board. Brown up the floor now. Dishing over to Kalzer. Safely put it off the glass, and the Prep, just like that, back up by 8.
That was basically a 3-on-2 drill the teams do almost every day of practice, and the Prep converted that easily.
Flawlessly there.
There was too many people for EHT reaching in the back court, trying to come up with a steal rather than running back defensively.
Reyes for 3, too strong, and we get a whistle on the floor. Looks like a foul coming for EHT.
Yeah, Jaden Dixon banged in the Kalzer on the rebound. And it looks like the Prep is going to have an opportunity here to take the last shot. And they also have the possession hour in their favor, so they'll get the ball to start the second half, too.
A little 2-for-1 action maybe here for the Prep. 15 seconds. That's Friel in the corner. Guarded tightly by Dixon, trying to turn around. That's Elijah Brown now. Into the corner for Kalzer. Plen saves from going out of bounds. 5 seconds. He's doubled. Plen hits the deck hard, and we're going to get another whistle.
Yeah, and that's not a good foul by EHT. You have Plen with 3 seconds, a little less than 4 seconds to go in the half, moving away from the basket, and you just bang into him and knock him to the deck. And now the Prep's going to be able to run some kind of a play here to try to get off a final shot.
Jay Nelly Reyes, his first foul. This one goes way into the backcourt. Bethea, 2 to shoot, chucks one up, no good. 30-22, St. Augustine Prep owned the second quarter, led by as much as 10, and staved off a late EHT run there in the second quarter. So, Brian, we've had a good one. It's been back and forth, but right now the Prep, by way of that second quarter right there, owned the defensive end of things. EHT has to find their offense.
Well, the Prep really started to defend the three-point line a little bit better after EHT hit 3 early ones. And, the Eagles have really had trouble getting untracked offensively. And we mentioned they went almost the first 4 minutes of the second quarter without scoring, and the Prep outscores them 19-9 in that second quarter to take this 8-point lead going into the half.
Brutal way for EHT to go into the halftime locker room, but that's why they played the full game. 16 minutes to go here in this Cape Atlantic League final between St. Augustine Prep and EHT. It's halftime right now as the Prep leads this one 30-22. We'll step aside for halftime. You're watching the Cape Atlantic League Finals lead as we are just moments away from the third quarter here in the Cape Atlantic League Championship. Nick Costco alongside Brian Kniff, Matt Omer, and Bill Shallcross are filming and producing today's broadcast. Interesting one here, Brian, through the first 2 quarters. It was EHT who raced out to a lead. They were deadly from beyond the arc, but St. Augustine were just able to really tighten up defensively in that second quarter, and ultimately they ran out to as much as a 10-point lead at one point in the second quarter.
Well, there's a couple of things when you look at the stat sheet that really pop out at you. Number one, St. Augustine is out-rebounding Egg Harbor Township 26-11, and the Prep has 7 offensive rebounds. One of the other big stats, EHT is taking way too many three-point shots. They are 3 for 17 from three-point land. And I think I mentioned earlier, I believe they made 3 of their first 5, so they're 0 for 12 since. And then you look at the Prep on offense, they are 13 for 25 from the floor, shooting a lot of high percentage shots. Thus, they're shooting over 50%, 52% to be exact, in the first half. And one of the things that is somewhat keeping Egg Harbor Township in this game today is they trail by 8 here at the half. Egg Harbor only has 1 turnover to St. Augustine Prep's 8. So that is the one thing that's been keeping the Eagles somewhat in this basketball game. But these first couple of minutes of this third quarter are going to be critical for Egg Harbor Township.
It actually is amazing when you say that stat out loud. He's just only turned the ball over once, yet they trailed by 8 here. And I think another thing, Brian, real quick before we go to the third quarter, DJ Gurman, he only had, 1 bucket in that first half. He has not really been able to get going. And really, when the offense runs through Jay Nelly Reyes and DJ Gurman, that's when EHT is their most deadly.
Yeah, well, he has 4 points. He did have that 1 tip in, so 2 baskets, but your point's well taken. Yeah, he's their leading scorer at 17.5 a game. They really got to get him going. Reyes did pick up some of that slack with 10 in the first half, but EHT with only 4 field goals in that second quarter, and they were all 2-point baskets. And St. Augustine will have the basketball to start the second half and an opportunity to extend their lead to double digits here on the first possession.
Pleased you're with us here on Cape Atlantic League Live. Sold-out crowd here inside Egg Harbor Township High School. That was the chosen neutral site for this Cape Atlantic League final. She just happened to make it all the way to their home floor.
The Prep try to set play there, trying to get Brown open on the block right off the inbound, and actually Elliott did a nice job of shutting that off.
Oki Byron underneath, 2 men around him, puts one up, no good, and out of bounds it goes. It'll be EHT ball. Ife Oki Byron, Brian, was a guy who was deadly in that first half on the glass, and he made a lot of issues, or he caused a lot of issues, I should say, for EHT down low.
Yeah, he had 4 points and 8 rebounds, but he also had 4 turnovers. And speaking of turnovers, here's one here by EHT.
Kauser, that one tipped as he was looking for Brown. Out of bounds it goes. It'll stay with the prep.
Well, that's a nice play by Gurman there. You prevented what would have been a wide open layup attempt by Elijah Brown.
Bethea, good ball screen, and now that's Brown for three. Too strong, and ball loose, picked up by Gurman on the rebound.
Great job by Wilkins to get inside there, tipped it to Gurman.
There's Rando, now Elliott. He thought about a three. He'll take one dribble, shoot the three.
He'd been better off taking it the first time. Percentage goes way down once you put the ball on the floor from a standstill position.
That one was poked away for the moment, and now that one's going to go in for Samaj Bethea. And now Rando wasn't looking. Out of bounds it goes. And another turnover for EHT. I mean, it's amazing, Brian. They had one turnover in the first half. They already have two in the first minute.
Yeah, and it's the prep by 10. And again, we talked about this first couple of minutes being critical for EHT, and it hasn't started well for the Eagles here.
Okie Byron for the prep. Over to Kauser, straight on three. Can't convert. Ball tipped out to Jameel Wilkins. Wilkins quickly, left-handed layup is good, and a much-needed bucket.
Wilkins did a great job of getting his body into Kauser's so he could create some space to be able to finish with the left hand.
Samaj Bethea going back to his right, into the paint. Right-handed scoop shot is no good, and a rebound for Gurman.
Good outlet
quickly now.
pass.
Here comes Jameel Wilkins, gonna lay it in for safety. Boy, the student section wanted a dunk, but hey, take your points there. Back to a 6-point lead.
Yeah, a little spurt here by the Eagles, and they needed this. 4 straight for Egg Harbor.
Brown along the right wing. Scott Bethea. They'll play catch underneath for Kauser, guarded by Wilkins. Trying to back him down, putting one up, and no good, but a whistle. Wilkins can't believe it. That's his first of the half as well for EHT.
Yeah, the EHT coaching staff thought that Wilkins had his hand straight up, but obviously in the eyes of the official, he did not. And that'll send Kauser to the line for 2 shots.
Head coach Cameron Bell not pleased with that one as Kauser misses the first. At least from our vantage point, Brian, look like the hands were going straight up, but again, we are seated courtside, so we don't have the best vantage point down the other end.
One of the things about St. Augustine is, and Kauser, that was a rare miss for him from the line. He makes the second. This is an outstanding free throw shooting team, St. Augustine. You can't put them on the line with regularity.
J. Nelly Reyes will put it into the corner. Rando a three, no good, and a rebound for Friel. The looks are there, Brian, but now they have not been able to really convert on those since the first quarter.
Yeah, that was a wide open three there.
Bethea bringing it back out. That's Elijah Brown. They'll pull up for a 2. He drills it. Herman's back up by 9, so they end that little EHT spurt. This has been the story of the game since the first quarter ended. A little lob there to Wilkins, a little hop step, and he'll convert. So he answers on the other end, cuts it back down at 7.
Roy Wilkins has been very precise with his finishing along at the basket today. He's got 10.
With the way he's finishing him, he looks like the most athletic guy on the floor right now. That's actually unbelievable. Less than 5 to go, third quarter. Elijah Brown backs off, gets over to Kauser. He'll dribble to his left, little spin move, splitting the defense, puts one up and no good, but another whistle coming.
So Kauser will go to the line for 2 shots. This foul goes against J. Nelly Reyes. It's his second, team's second. St. Augustine is 3 for 4 from the line as a team to this point. Haven't been a lot of free throws in this game.
Kauser nails that one. He went 1 of 2 from his last trip at the charity stripe. But he's trying to go 2 of 2 here and see if we get a late substitution on for EHT.
Well, actually, it was Rando vacated his lane space as the ball was being bounced to Kauser, so they had to re-administer the free throw to Kauser. Timeout St. Augustine prep.
Yeah, they nail it there. Or Kauser nails the second one there. 2 of 2 from the trip, a 9-point lead for St. Augustine.
So 30-second timeout. So the prep has used both of their 30s, so they have their 3 fulls remaining. They've outscored EHT 7-6 so far. in this third quarter.
Well, the Eagles are surely back into it, Brian, but the problem is they just can't get enough stops on the defensive end of things, and they've turned the ball over twice in this quarter when they only turned it over once in the entire first half.
Yeah, and again, their three-point shooting woes. They started well, but they missed a couple of open ones in this period. Rando had a wide open one just a little bit ago in the corner and missed, and Elliott also missed one from the left wing.
We'll walk back down to this end of the floor as J. Nelly Reyes is going to inbound the ball. 4:49 to play, third quarter. Hermits up top by 9. Gurman only had 4 points in that first half. They're going to try to get him going. Reyes now. Over to Wilkins in the corner. Reyes thought about it. He'll drive, dishing it back out. Rando. And now get over to Elliott.
Needed to be a better pass.
Rando for 3. Got it!
They get it anyway. Rando was wide open earlier for 3, but the pass wasn't very good. But he knocks it down later in the possession.
EHC pressing there, trying to cause a turnover. That'll at least be a confidence booster there for Christian Rando as Kauser goes to the dish. Got his own miss, poked away, and there's Rando.
Yeah, great play by Rando.
Gurman to Reyes to the hoop. He's got it! EHT just like that. 5 in a row, back down by 4. Elijah Brown going strong to the hoop. No good, but a whistle.
That's a good call.
Obviously, the Eagle-friendly crowd does not like that. That is Christian Rando's third foul of the game.
Rando tried to wall up there, and Brown went around him, and Rando at the last second kind of threw his hip out, and that's where the contact occurred. And it's not a lot of contact, but Brown's an airborne shooter, and you have to protect those. And that's easily a foul as Brown went to the deck.
Well, Brown nails the first free throw, and here comes the good free throw shooting we mentioned before, Brian. Again, they only missed the one. That was Kauser, that was a rare miss for him, but now Brown looking to make it a 2 of 2 from this trip.
Yeah, they're 6 for 7 from the line at this point and make it 7 for 8.
There it is, and just like that, the Hermits back up by 6. Jameel Wilkins in the corner for Rando. Gurman swinging over to J. Nelly Reyes. They'll drive near the baseline, puts one up, and now he draws a foul.
That's a good call, too. Thought the whistle might have been a little late, but it was the right call.
They're going to hit Oki Byron. That's his third, Brian, and we know how big he is down low.
Yeah, he had the 8 rebounds in the first half.
He's not in big foul trouble yet, but 3, something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, they're going to get him out, I believe, here. Noah Plent's coming to the scorer's table to check in for him as J. Nelly Reyes goes to the line for 2 shots.
And he drills the first right in front of the EHT student section. So Noah Plent comes in for the prep. Out goes Oki Byron. Christian Rando will take a seat for the Eagles. Jaden Dixon is back in for the black and silver. Reyes, 2 of 2. 4-point lead for the Hermits. Eagles pressing. Ball is loose, and they cannot get it. Here comes Bethea back the other way, coast to coast. Oh, he can't convert. Now Reyes up ahead. Here's DJ Gurman. Will take it himself. Puts one up. He's got it. Eagles are back within 2. Defense working out right now for the Eagles. Here comes Elijah Brown. Near the baseline, trying to turn around, pulls up. He's got it. We have a man down. It's Gurman. He looks like he is hurt near the crowd. We hope he's all right. We're going to have a stoppage for the moment as the prep goes back up by 4. Gurman is back to his feet, so he'll walk up under his own power. He's a little shaken up there.
Well, Gurman's going to have to come out, though, briefly.
And he's walking a little gingerly. In comes Jake Karp for the moment.
Yeah. Once EHC coach Cameron Bell went onto the floor to take a look at Gurman, he then has to come out of the game. And he'll be looked at on the bench. I'm sure he won't be over there for long. Hopefully that's not a serious injury. But he was limping a little bit, as you noted, when he went to the bench.
J. Nelly Reyes with the Eagles trailing by 4, 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Reyes into the paint corner. Elliott, 3, in and out. Wilkins tried to corral it, couldn't get it, and now Brown at the floor. Lost the ball out of bounds. And it looks like it's going to be ruled prep ball, and J. Nelly Reyes is beside himself.
Well, and this may have been an instance, Nick, where the official is passing on a foul and simply giving St. Augustine the basketball.
Tough to tell from down here.
The EHT player, there's definitely some contact there.
That's Bethea in the corner for the prep. Top of the key now for Kauser.
Brown looked wide open on that scissor cut and didn't get the pass.
They wanted to walk there. Plen to the dish. He converts on the nice feed from Kauser.
Great backdoor cut by Noah Plen.
That's huge points off the bench for Ife Oki Byron, who's still seated right now for the Hermits. J. Nelly Reyes with 2:15 to go in the quarter. Karp.
That's a good
cross-court pass. Jaden Dixon for three. He's got it! EHT converts.
That's a great pass by Karp.
Bethea the other way. Oh, what an answer!
And again, this is how you can't get on big runs against the prep. They just push the ball on their secondary break. That's a blocking foul.
Reyes put one up, and that is, as you mentioned, Brian, that's a blocking foul. Wave off that basket attempt. And they're going to hit Rory Friel with that foul. It's his second. It's only the Hermits' second of the half as well. But now we'll have free throws here for the Eagles, trailing by 5.
Oh, that was before the shot.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Wilkins off even. Oh, he's got it in the foul!
What a finish by Jamil Wilkins. And he's got 12 in the game, 8 in this period, and he's going to go to the line to try to bring EHT within 2, excuse me.
That was a tremendous effort play by Wilkins, so we actually will get a free throw here. So it all worked out for us at the broadcasting table.
This is his first trip to the line, in and out.
Tough for Wilkins. Bethea over to Brown now. He's going to back off now. Noah Plen. Underneath for Kauser. Guarded by Elliott. Pulls up. Kauser can't get it. Oh, a rebound there from Brown, and he's got it. Prep back up by 5. Again, the offensive boards are just killing EHT right now.
Brown with 8 in the period. He's got 18 for the game.
Reyes calling for some help. Still no DJ Gurman. They're going to try to get him back in the fourth quarter. Here's Keon Elliott dishing over to Karp. He thought about it. Over to Reyes. 3 ball. In and out, no good. A little over a minute to go, third quarter. See if the Prep can extend their 5-point lead. Bethea. Taking his time now.
Well, Kauser and Dixon are really battling in that low post down there. I mean, that's got to be a foul on Dixon. He's got both hands in his back, and he's displacing him.
They finally are going to call a foul. This one looks like it is going to be on Dixon. That it is. That's his second.
I think they have to switch their matchups. They are. Now Dixon's going to pick up Plen, and J. Nelly Reyes will guard Kauser. Just put a little more size on him.
Plen with it at top of the key underneath. Ball poked away. It's loose on the floor. He's going to get it. And now it's stolen away by Wilkins. Wilkins has an opportunity. Puts one up, and he's got it. Good conversion for EHT off the turnover. Back down by 3. 30 seconds to go. Bethea almost lost the handle. They'll pull up now. Let's see if the Hermits can hang on for the last shot here. Reyes, tight defense on Bethea. Over to Plen. Brown drew some contact. And here comes a foul on EHT. That's J. Nelly Reyes. That's his third. And he's going to sub out real quick. And in comes DJ Gurman.
He wanted to go out. I think Reyes may have caught an elbow or a knee maybe in the stomach and lost his wind a little bit. He immediately turned around and said, I need to come out.
Well, Gurman's back in. He's got that right ankle taped up. He's guarding Bethea. Bethea to the left, driving, right-handed. Layup is good. 4 seconds. Can he actually get a shot off? Here's Gurman with 2. Puts one up at the buzzer. No good. And we're going to head to the fourth quarter with a St. Augustine Prep lead at 49-44. Well, that quarter right there, Brian, was a good one for EHT to get back into, but the Prep just converting on too many second chance opportunities for the Eagles to allow here.
Well, Egg Harbor Township on that last bucket just simply did not defend the high ball screen. Keon Elliott was nowhere to be found in hedging, and the Prep was able to get right down the lane to the basket, and Brown finished. And, EHT I thought was much better in this period with their half-court defense, but they certainly didn't end the period well on that basket there by Brown. But and right now Brown is up to 18 points and has 11 rebounds in this game. So Elijah Brown has been the star for St. Augustine Prep. Friel with 10 through 3 quarters, Samaj Bethia with 8 for the Prep. And you have Jameel Wilkins and Jay Nelly Reyes with 14 apiece for EHT through 3 quarters. So, and again, the turnovers are really what's keeping EHT in this game. The Prep has 10, and Egg Harbor's only turned it over 3 times. You mentioned it. Two of those turnovers came very early in the third quarter, but they've been taking care of the basketball pretty well. But again, they're also just shooting 5 for 24 on threes.
That's been their detriment today. Aside from the first quarter, Elliott on the baseline puts one up a little too strong, and now Kauser with the rebound, getting it over to Elijah Brown as we begin the fourth quarter here on Cape Atlantic League Live. Please, you're with us. Nick Costco alongside Brian Kneff on the call with you. Matt Ulmer and Bill Shallcross are filming and producing today's broadcast.
We thank the Cape Atlantic League and Ulmer's Appliance for sponsoring these broadcasts today.
Tremendous event this afternoon. Packed house here at Egg Harbor Township High School. Kauser had that one poked away. A dive for it. It's loose,
Great
and now
play.
Here comes Jay Nelly Reyes. Coming the other way, puts one up, and he's got it. Ife Oki Byron is back in for the Prep. Tried to go for that block, but really had no play on it. EHC back within 3.
And that was Rando again, knocking the ball to Reyes, who was able to get the wide open layup. Oki Byron couldn't track him down fast enough from behind.
This is what EHC has to take advantage of. They're going to get back into this game, or at least take the lead back, I should say.
EHT hasn't led since very early in the second quarter.
Samaj Bethea top of the key, over to Elijah Brown now. Still early fourth quarter. Prep up top by 3. Brown to his right, in the baseline, spins, and he drew some contact. No, that's going to be a travel, and EHT forces another turnover. Here comes Gurman back the other way. Elliott, now Gurman. Reyes straight on 3 to tie, no good, and out of bounds it goes.
Wow. And Nick, Rando was stationed in the corner, and he started running back thinking that shot was going in. That rebound would have gone right to him if he either crashed the boards or even just stayed in place, but instead he started running back defensively.
That's a missed opportunity there for the Eagles. Rory Friel in the corner, puts one up. Oh, it's a steal. DJ Gurn back the other way. He'll take it himself. He got stripped. He saved it. Here's Reyes. Good dish to Wilkins. He'll bring it out to Rando. Wilkins thought about a 3, and now the Eagles are going to settle things down here with 6 minutes to play in the ball game.
That was a good decision there. Rather than forcing a shot, they pull it out and they'll look for something better.
Gurman back over to Reyes.
Got away with a walk.
Good move here. Left-handed scoop. Oh, it's no good, but he draws the foul.
And I thought he got away with a walk out here. I thought he shuffled his feet.
Elijah Brown the foul. That's his first. That's the 4th team foul for the Hermits. So now Reyes goes to the line for 2. Puts it up. No good. So these are big free throws right now for the Eagles, but with Reyes missing that first one, he can only make it a 2-point game, which he will. This is the closest EHC's been since early second quarter. They trailed by as many as 10 today. Samaj Bethea going to his right, got a good pick, pulls up for 2. Couldn't get it. It's loose and a rebound for Elliott. EHT can tie with a 2, take the lead with a 3. Reyes quickly, hop step, puts it up, no good. Rebound there from Okie Byron, who ripped it down.
Not a good decision there. That was a difficult shot in traffic.
Cowser in the corner now for the Hermits. He'll take a 3. Oh, and he drills it. That's a 5-point lead now for the Prep. Timely basket for Matt Cowser.
He's the one player on the floor you absolutely cannot leave open. He is a lethal outside shooter.
In the corner now, Rando. Over to Gurman. I beg your pardon, that's Elliott who drills the 3. He answers.
EHT calls a timeout, and they're back to within 2 again with 4:44 to go.
Keon Elliott. That was timely.
And if I'm St. Augustine, Nick, I'm going to try to run something here that has some kind of ball screen action in it. EHT has not defended it well at all. The Prep had about a 16-foot jumper, a wide open jumper on the last possession that missed. But the player guarding the screener is not doing a good job for EHT hedging out. And they got away with it on that possession. But I'm sure the St. Augustine Prep coaching staff is seeing the same thing I'm seeing. And EHT's got to start doing a better job of defending the ball screen. But they have done a great job in getting back into this game. They haven't gotten over the hump yet. But they've cut a 10-point deficit to 2, and we've got plenty of basketball left with 4:44 on the clock.
Yeah, we do. Not even halfway through this 4th quarter yet. We've had a wild one this afternoon. Of course, the Mainland girls took down Atlantic City in the first game of this doubleheader right here on Cape Atlantic League Live to win their 2nd straight Cape Atlantic League title on the girls' side of things. EHT took down Mainland in the semifinals earlier this week. They were the defending champs on the boys' side of things, so the EHT finally able to play for their first conference title in school history. Down by 2, though. Prep looking for their first since 2017. Samaj Bethea will dish it over to Elijah Brown. Stumbled a bit, lost the handle, stolen away by Dixon. Gurman up ahead with the clean pass, lays it in. We are tied.
Boy, EHT, they have had very quick hands defensively over this run here in the 2nd half.
Bethea almost lost it. Now he did. Oh, we're going to get a whistle. Crowd doesn't like it. And the foul goes to Christian Rando. That's big, Brian. That's his 4th.
Yeah, and you know what? EHT fans think that he got it cleanly, but Rando's mistake there was, once, and I think they're going to call this foul on the floor, but he needed to step up and wall up in help side, and instead he stayed under the rim and reached. And it's going to give St. Augustine the basketball underneath in a tie game with 4:13 to go.
That one's tough. The inbound here to Elijah Brown. Bethea.
That's great defense by Gurman.
Lost it.
And
it's stolen away. Reyes. Oh, here comes Jamil Wilkins. He'll take it himself. Oh, and it goes in. Can you believe that?
Boy, that was an unbelievable athletic play by Brown, but the ball went in the basket anyway.
We're going to get a timeout on the floor. The EHT Eagles have come all the way back, and they have a 2-point lead with 3:56 to play. Brian, I thought that shot was blocked cleanly, and Wilkins had enough strength on it. It rolled in.
Boy, that was some kind of play by Brown to give himself a chance to get back in there and prevent a basket. And it just shows you his level of athleticism. But Wilkins was able to finish it anyway. And it's a 10-3 run to start the 4th quarter by Egg Harbor Township to take this 2-point lead with 3:56 to go. And Paul Rodeo expressing his displeasure to one of the officials.
It is getting tense here in Egg Harbor Township. Already halfway through this fourth quarter.
Close to a sellout here at EHT. And, you know, I know people have different opinions, Nick. This is a high school tournament. I think it should be played in the high school gym. I love it like this. I know people love Stockton. You know, and the league's moved away from there last couple of years.
I mean, it's so tough to beat this atmosphere right now.
Absolutely.
EHT, one of the biggest gyms in South Jersey overall. Certainly probably the biggest in the Cape Atlantic League.
Yeah, if it's not, it's close. It's got to be one of the bigger ones in South Jersey. You're right.
That pass is stolen away.
That was not a good pass there by Bethea.
Look at this dish. Wilkins puts EHT up by 4.
Boy, EHT, they're like sharks in the water smelling blood right now.
Boy, that is unbelievable. The student section is beside themselves right now. Brown, awkward shot. Rebound, Gurman. Wilkins now.
EHT got away with not having good help side there.
Here's Gurman. A little over 3 minutes to play. The Eagles are up by 4. They trailed by as much as 10 in that first half.
EHT spreading the floor a little bit here. He'll take some air out of the ball, up 4 as we move inside 3 minutes now.
They definitely want a dagger of a bucket, but the Prep could score in a hurry as we've seen so far this afternoon. Here's J. Nelly Reyes, guarded by Elijah Brown. Reyes calling for assistance. Wilkins doubled. Reyes left open. Going by Oki Byron. Puts one up. No good. Loose, and Friel gets the rebound.
That's not a good shot. And Reyes looks like he took another shot. He's got to come out of the game here.
That one off the mark for Kauser. Brown there to clean it up, and the Prep back within 2. We're going to get a whistle, and I believe we're just going to get a quick substitution.
Yeah, right.
It's like Reyes took another shot to the gut. Lost the wind again.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Reyes is battling an illness. He took that shot, and he actually, let's just say, asked for a bucket. EHT by 2. Boy, this has really turned into a good one here. Less than 2.5 to go.
Wilkins. A little over 2 minutes to play.
Wilkins has got to be careful.
Gurman doubled.
Wilkins turned his back to the defense while dribbling. And Brown's smart enough to go to school on that. And he may try to come in for a steal if he does that move again.
Officially 2 minutes to play. Wilkins doubled. Elliott now cross-court pass. That's Rando in the corner. Underneath, Dixon to the dish. No good. Oki Byron a rebound. Now the Prep can tie with a 2 or take the lead with a 3.
Dixon seemed unsure of himself as he went to the basket.
Brown, hop step, left hand. He ties the game.
And he got fouled too.
Unbelievable. He's going to go to the line for the 3-point play. Count that basket. They're going to hit Wilkins with the foul. The Prep can take the lead with a free throw. J. Nelly Reyes is back in. Dixon takes a seat. Could not be any more intense in this gym.
Brown to give the Prep the lead here. Again.
And it's in and out. A rebound, Kauser lost the ball, and we're going to get a whistle. And they're going to nail Wilkins again. That's his 3rd. And now Kauser will go to the line.
So the failure by EHT to box out is going to send the best free throw shooter in the gym to the line.
He is shooting 2 here. 18 fouls for EHT, and Kauser nails the first.
Kauser now 4 for 5 from the line.
Boy, how big does that one miss loom large right now in terms of the lead? As Kauser misses another one and a rebound for Elliott.
Another rare miss for Kauser.
Gurman up the floor, into the paint, lost the handle, stolen away. Elijah Brown will take it himself, coast to coast. He can't convert as Rado pulls it down the miss. J. Nelly Reyes, under 90 seconds to play. EHT trails by 1, splits a double team, puts one up, and hang on, we had a whistle before that shot. And it is a foul on the Prep.
You know, obviously we have headsets on, Nick, but it's so loud in here, it's awfully hard to hear the whistle sometimes.
Certainly is. Almost feels like there's a couple whistles in the crowd, too.
It was actually a fortunate foul because EHT was going to get a wide open layup there.
Foul was on Elijah Brown, his second. Elliott
Great
over to
pass.
Reyes. Three-pointer for the lead. No good. Rebound, Kauser. Tough to take those right now in a close game, and time's wasted. 112. Here's Bethea.
EHT's in the penalty, so any foul's going to send the Prep to the line here.
They're going to need a stop or a steal. Brown into the paint, puts one up. No good. Got his own miss and converts. The Hermits are up by 3. Almost a steal here as Wilkins will take up the floor, and now we're going to get another whistle. So we're going to get a timeout from EHT.
Brown with 24 in the game. He's got 14 in the second half.
What a game. EHT stormed all the way back to take the lead, led by as much as 4. But now the Prep has answered late in this fourth quarter. They have a 3-point lead, 54 seconds to go.
This is important for EHT. They're down 3, but there's 54 seconds to go in the game. There is no need to shoot a 3 here. If you get one wide open out of the course of your offense, then of course with a good shooter you would take that shot, but they don't absolutely need a 3. They can go in and get a 2, try to defend a little bit, get a steal, and then eventually foul if they have to. But there's plenty of time left here. You just don't want to chuck up an ill-advised 3 at this point with this much time on the clock, 54 seconds. That's an eternity, especially because I believe EHT still has 2 timeouts left.
Well, 54 seconds to go. Couldn't get any more intense right now.
I think we have some...
a little wet spot on the court, so we're going to hold off resuming action just for a moment. Well, despite the seedings, Brian, Prep number 1, EHT number 3, I mean, this certainly seems like a battle between the 2 best teams in this conference right now.
No doubt. I mean, EHT has certainly answered the bell here, especially after they went down 10. They actually had a 4-point lead a little bit ago, and now the Prep's up by 3.
J. Nelly Reyes with 43 seconds to go. Let's see if he goes for the tie here. He'll drive inside, left hand. Oh, he's fouled because he switched to the right hand. So he'll go to the line. And that's going to be on Oki Byron. That's his 4th for the Prep.
Reyes is 3 for 5 from the line. He's 3 for 4 in the second half. 39 seconds to go. And this is when when you're losing a game, this is important as he makes the first. It's an opportunity to score points with the clock stopped.
Ife Oki Byron's going to check out for the Prep. Roy Friel is back in, and now again it's late in the game, but still he's in foul trouble. But with him off the floor, Brian, for who knows how long, EHT might be able to take advantage.
Their offense for defensing him here. I'm sure he'll go back in on the next defensive possession if there's a dead ball.
EHT
Second free
pressing.
throw is good.
Where's this ball going to go? It's ripped. What do we get? Oh, I think we're going to get a foul here. J. Nelly Reyes wanted a jump ball, and that is Reyes' 4th, with EHT trailing by just a point. Let's walk the floor for the 1-and-1. As you mentioned, Brian, that's the strategy for the Prep. Oki Byron's back in already.
Well, Bethea did a great, he got trapped in a bad spot, but he did a great job of being ball strong there, and he drew the foul. And this is a 1-and-1. 35 seconds to go, and the Prep leading by 1.
Bethea's first is good. That's a big one. Hermit's up by 2.
Bethea with 9 in the game. He's got 7 in the second half.
Based on the way it's been going today, Brian, EHT better be ready for a miss because the Prep has been deadly on the offensive glass. Bethea's second. No good. It's loose. Who has it? It is EHT ball.
Kauser's incensed. I thought the ball went off of Kauser, though.
Paul Rodeo is heated by the Prep bench. But that's a huge miss. You don't need a 3 now, Brian. They could tie with a 2.
33 seconds.
Will the Eagles hang on for the final possession here? They can win with a 3. Reyes will drive. Triple team. They'll swing it around. Rando for the lead. Yes! Yes! EHT has a lead. A steal. Hang on. We're going to get a timeout.
There's a timeout called.
My goodness. What a sequence.
Well before the steal, as soon as the ball went in the basket, Cameron Bell called a timeout.
EHT looked like they had a steal after the bucket. They're up by a point, but it was a timeout, as you mentioned, Brian, from the EHT bench. What a clutch shot from Christian Rando. And now, with 14 seconds, the Prep down by a point. This could be the most important possession you'll see in years.
Now 61-60, EHT with the lead. That's Rando's second field goal. It's his second three, both in the second half. And EHT has the 61-60 lead with 16.3 to go. Any foul by EHT defensively here would send the Prep to the line for 2 shots. So there's no fouls to give. And the possession arrow, if it becomes an issue, is in St. Augustine's favor.
What a game. What a thriller. This will be an instant classic here in South Jersey. That'll be talked about for years to come. The EHT Eagles looking for their first Cape Atlantic League title in school history. They're back up by a point courtesy of Christian Rando's three-pointer. Cowser to inbound. EHT, if they foul, they're going to send the Prep to the line for 2. Good D here so far. Elijah Brown up the floor. He tripped. He lost the ball. It's picked up by EHT. Wilkins coming on in. It's a 3-point lead for the Eagles. 5 seconds to go and a timeout for the Prep. EHT, can you believe this?
There was some contact there on Brown as he was dribbling up. There was no whistle, and then Brown lost his footing and went to the deck.
The officials are coming to the scores table. I don't think, let's see if they're going to fix the clock here.
I think they're going to add, I think they're going to add some time here.
Yeah, they put 0.7 back on, so there's 6 seconds now. But EHT, again, has the lead by 3, so now the Prep must take a 3 to tie the game. Paul Rodeo is still heated for the Prep, as he, as you mentioned, Brian, thought there was a foul down there in the corner.
Yeah, well, up here at half court. You know, Brown, I thought, had gotten through that contact and then fell on his own, but there was no call either way, and EHT gets the wide open layup. Now, what comes into play here, Nick, is, you know, different basketball people think differently on this, but does EHT elect to foul and send the Prep to the line rather than have them have a chance to get a three-pointer off? Well, you know, EHT may allow the Prep to get the ball to half court and then maybe take a foul.
I'll tell you what, John Rothstein always says foul up 3. Bethea with 4 to shoot. Needs a 3 to tie. Bethea puts one up. No good. EHT has won their first Cape Atlantic League title in school history.
What a basketball game. As EHT pours out onto the court to celebrate. And
absolute pandemonium in Egg Harbor Township. What an absolute classic. EHT wins it on their home floor, 63-60. Christian Rando will get credit for that game-winning shot. Tremendous defense in the second half. Brian, I've seen a lot of great basketball games. This one might take the cake.
Oh, that was as good as it gets at the high school level. That's a terrific basketball game. I thought the difference, some of the difference late, I honestly thought St. Augustine lost a little composure, and I mentioned it. You know, EHT was turning them over left and right at the end of or in that fourth quarter. And turnovers were a problem for St. Augustine the entire game. We'll get the full stats momentarily. But a tremendous win for EHT as they win the Cape Atlantic League Championship 63-60. They come back from a 10-point deficit in the second half. And you look at the turnovers, Nick. St. Augustine, 17 turnovers, EHT just 4. There's the difference in the game. The absolute difference in the game is right there. The Prep out-rebounded EHT 2-1, 42-21. The Prep shot nearly 50% from the floor, 24 for 49. But EHT with that defense, as they turned St. Augustine over 17 times in the game to just only their 4. And, you know, their aggressiveness and, you know, their toughness really won this basketball game down the stretch.
I'm sweating. I don't know about you. It was unbelievable. What a absolute thriller here at Egg Harbor Township High School. Christian Randall's going to have a highlight for the rest of his life with that three-pointer to take the lead by a point. A timely bucket by EHT in the end off another turnover. Take a 3-point lead. And the stout defense was there for the Eagles all day long, and it finally paid off in the end. Then EHT, Brian, erased a 10-point deficit in that second quarter. Truly unbelievable. It looks like we are going to get J. Nelly Reyes.
All right, Jay Nelly, first of all, congratulations, my man. That was a terrific basketball game. What can you say about winning the Cape Atlantic League Championship?
You know, it feels good. We made history, first team to win the Cal playoff game and also to win the championship in the same year. It's crazy. You know, it doesn't feel real right now. You know, a lot of emotions going through my head. And it just feels good doing it with the same players. I've been playing it for a long time. And it just, I can't, words can't explain my emotions right now.
What do you think led to your comeback? You were down 10 in the second half at one point. Your defense really seemed to pick up. And what do you think turned it around for you?
We didn't shake at all. We knew we were down. Last time we played them and we came back, so we just did it again. You know, we're a really hard-fought team. And, you know, we play together and play with confidence, and we're really well coached.
Jay, what does this win mean? What does this win mean to you guys? Considering you said before you are the first champions in school history.
You know, it just puts a, you know, like we're always going to be remembered the first to do it. You know, and it's just really, we're all really humble and really honored to be in this position right now. And I want to just thank all my teammates and my parents and everyone coming out. You see everybody here right now. It's a lot of support, and I just, you know, oh my God, it's crazy, but. You know, just to be remembered in school history just feels really good.
Last one for you, Christian Randall. What can you say about him with that last shot?
You know, that wasn't the drawn play, but you know, shooter's gonna shoot, and that's what he does. Catching it rhythm right off his fingertips, you knew we was going in. So then we just had to get the stop, and that's what we did.
Jay Nelly
Reyes, thank you very much, man. Congratulations.
Good job. Great job. Great job. Congratulations.
J. Nelly Reyes is your game MVP as well.
Yeah, I guess that. Jay Nelly finishes with 19 points, 3 steals, also had 3 rebounds. Only shot 6 for 18 from the floor, but was 5 for 7 from the foul line. Before we go off, we'll try to get Cameron Bell, the EHT coach. They're going to take some pictures, though, now.
I got to tell you, Brian, I mean, he was so excited. A great young man playing basketball right there. He could barely hear us. We could barely hear ourselves. This place is still so loud as you see EHT celebrate their first Cape Atlantic League title.
When you look at the stats, you know, again, we mentioned the turnovers. That's where EHT won it. But, you know, some of these stats by the Prep, it's almost hard to believe they lost the game. Elijah Brown, 24 points, 13 rebounds. Matt Kauser, 11 points, 11 rebounds. Rory Friel, 10 points. Ife Oki Byron, 4 points, 10 rebounds, 9 points for Samaj Bethia, and 2 points for Noah Plen. For EHT, Jamil Wilkins led them with 20. We mentioned J. Nelly Reyes with 19, DJ Gurman with 8, 6 for Christian Rando, 7 for Keon Elliott, and 3 points for Jaden Dixon. But a terrific win by EHT on their home floor at basically a pretty close to sold-out gymnasium. And to win their first ever Cape Atlantic League championship and to do it at home has to feel real special for those young men and their coaching staff.
We'll see if we can track down head coach Cameron Bell in a few moments. But Brian, I mean, what does this do for a program like EHC? This is obviously the biggest win in school history to date, but they still have the South Jersey playoffs coming up in just a couple of days where they are a 3 seed. So this might not be done yet for Cameron Bell and the Eagles.
You know, a few years ago when a couple of these kids were freshmen, you started to see it turn the corner. And that was the year that EHT, they were either a 15 or 16 seed, won, I believe it was 3 games in the state tournament, won at least 2. And over the last couple of seasons, obviously you had a COVID interruption, and over the last couple of seasons, you know, they've been one of the best teams. And they got knocked out early in the state tournament last year, and for them to do what they did here today, it really signifies how far they've come as a program. 5 senior starters, and you couldn't feel better for them and their coach.
Well, not at all. So it is absolutely mind-boggling when you see the job that head coach Cameron Bell has done to turn this program aloud. We'll see if we can grab him real quick. As my broadcast partner Brian Kniff bringing him over to the table here. We'll get to talk to him for a few moments to get his reaction to this epic win for his Eagles, 63-60 over St. Augustine Prep, and it couldn't have felt any better to do it than on the home floor. As you know, hey, you just happen to get the home court advantage, or you get the home court based on having the luck of the draw, really, and they went through the entire tournament, avenged their loss to Mainland from last year's tournament in the semifinals just the other day, and they managed to go back and forth here with St. Augustine Prep, who we have to remind you had a 10-point lead in this game at one point after EHT led after the first quarter, and the Prep really was dominating despite turning the ball over numerous times.
Yeah,
they're clearing it here.
Yeah, we're waiting for EHT coach Cameron Bell to come over, and Jay Nelly Reyes, well-deserved, as he's standing there holding the MVP trophy. And now here comes Cameron Bell.
Well, he's been talked about a lot, rebuilding this program.
All right, well, first of all, Coach, congratulations. What a win, what a win, and to do it on your home floor.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
To have it, talk about it for your seniors. This has been something you've been building for a few years here, and your seniors pulled it off for you.
I mean, that senior group, I can't say enough about them, particularly number 1, DJ Gurman. Because DJ Gurman has started for me since the day he stepped foot on this campus, and he's been through it all. And to do it for him and Jay Nelly Reyes and Christian Rando and Keon Nelly and Jamil Wood, because even though Mill didn't start with us, he's always been an EHC kid. He's always been, I felt like, one of mine, and it just means the world to me for those kids.
Down 10 in the second half, what do you think turned the tide for you?
What turns the tide every game for us? Defense. Like, we locked in our defense. We went to the diamond, which is kind of our go-to when we get a little trouble, because we got to turn up the pace. It's on the defensive end.
Yeah, the pass finds its way to Christian Rando's hands, and the way he reacted, it was almost like his eyes lit up. He really wanted to take that shot. What can you say about the one he knocked down that gave you the lead?
He's been shooting all year long, and we knew we were going to get one of two things on that set. Either Nelly was going to get all the way to the basket, or we were going to get a wide open 3. And that was it. That was the only way they had to play it, and we got the 3.
Coach, what can you say about this atmosphere? Obviously, you had the fortune of playing on your home court this afternoon. This crowd was absolutely, I've never seen a crowd like this inside this high school. What can you say about the student body and this school as a whole?
I mean, I didn't have to say, again, being an alumni, just the energy that these people give all of us, the town gives us, and the building was electric all day. Absolutely electric. And I got to be honest, like it feels good to be at home. Like, I realize we're the road team, but this is our gym.
One more for you, Coach. What does this do for your team? This is obviously the biggest win in school history to date. There could be a lot more coming up this week in the playoffs. I mean, what kind of message does this send to your team going into the South Jersey playoffs?
I mean, the message it sends is what we've been saying all year long. We can play with anybody in the state of New Jersey, and I think now these guys truly believe it. And we're not done here. Like, we had a big goal, and that big goal is a state championship. So it starts on Tuesday.
All right, Cameron Bell, thanks.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Congratulations, Coach.
EHT wins it 63-60 over St. Augustine Prep, coming back from a 10-point deficit. And, of course, in the girls' game that was held earlier, Mainland beating Atlantic City 46-26 for the girls' title. So what a day here, Nick, at the Cape Atlantic League.
Yeah, you're telling me what an absolute amazing afternoon here at Egg Harbor Township High School. 2 champions crowned, Mainland girls, as you mentioned, EHT with their first title in school history. But that's going to do it for us. What an afternoon. Big thanks to Matt Ulmer and Bill Shalcross for filming and producing today's broadcast. Ulmer's Appliance Service for sponsoring this broadcast.